It's your boy, Rapping Wrestling, T the Monster, here. Listen, alright, in our last episode, I told you that I wanted WrestleMania here before 2030. And from now on, like, I'm gonna start every episode with that shit because that's what I want. So again, if you haven't, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel here at Rapping Wrestling. We are advocating on behalf of Paul Heyman for WWE to bring WrestleMania to the city of Detroit before 2030. But this time here on the episode, we're going to talk about Elimination Chamber and some predictions that I got for what's finna happen. So be sure to tune in and watch the whole episode, ladies and gentlemen. So, as of now, the Elimination Chamber is set for next week for both the women's match and the men's match. Let me just pull up to be sure let me pull up the notes here to be sure I got the match card correct, because God forbid I get the match card wrong while I'm over here talking to y'all, and y'all gonna be like, you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about, T. What the hell's going on? But let's start off with the women's Elimination Chamber match. So in the women's Elimination Chamber match, there's a lot of drama so far building up in that. Like, there's a lot of drama building up in the Elimination Chambers match for the women. And by that I mean, let's talk about the Naomi and Bianca Belair and Liv Morgan and all that stuff that's been going on, involving the Jade Cargill thing as well. So the women's Elimination Chamber, there's going to be, the participants are, as my stuff loads up here, we got Naomi. We're going to have Bianca Belair, that's also in the Elimination Chamber as well. I'm sorry, it's just loading up here. I want to make sure I get everybody's names and stuff right. Hold on. We have Liv Morgan versus Alexa Bliss, Bianca Belair, Bayley, Naomi, and Roxanne Perez. Now, what's going to happen with all of this drama involving Liv Morgan, Naomi, and Bianca Belair? I think that we got some turns coming up here, some face turns and heels turn happening that's going to be coming abroad with some of these women. I think either Naomi or Bianca's going to turn heel on either one of each other, and we're going to figure out that that's the person who caused Jade Cargill to go away and be injured, as I've said before. It'll be interesting to see. Like, I want to see Bianca Belair go heel because she's been face her entire career, and I know they make a lot of money with merch and things like that with Bianca Belair. My wife is a fan of Bianca Belair. Now, to see her go and be a bad person, heel, and go and be like, yeah, I'm the one who caused Jade, that's going to be love, because now it's like you're going to hate to love her and love to hate her. So in that Elimination Chamber match, I do think that out of all that, like, you got to think, like, it's going to be for the women's heavyweight or world heavyweight championship. So you're going to end up facing the champion. I'm sorry, I blanked out, forgot who the champion is. But I think in that match, either it's Alexa Bliss coming out on top because she's going to be on a hell of a run since she's back now, after having her baby and being with the YS6, or it's going to be, I think, Naomi that could possibly win that as well and finally get her shot going up into WrestleMania. You got to think about this. So, and I say Naomi because look at what she did over in TNA, right? TNA is now partnered with WWE. She had put on stellar matches over in TNA, and she put on great matches in WWE as well. And it's been a minute since she's been the champion. I think that she deserves that comeuppance once again, since, of course, you know, being back since WWE. It'll be interesting to see who truly wins this match. Like I said, I think that either it'll be Naomi or it'll be Alexa Bliss with this going forward. Those are the ones I think that'll benefit the most from a win. With Naomi, like I said, with her previous past, then Alexa Bliss, her coming in, having that momentum with the YS6 and all that kind of stuff too. Now, if Alexa Bliss does not win, it'll be interesting to see what happens with her storyline going into Mania with the YS6, who've been off of TV for a little bit too. So let's see what they got going on with that. Let's see. Let's just fucking see. Now, second match of the night, I think is going to be the Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus versus Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus, of course, they just got squashed, literally, on SmackDown not too long ago by Nia Jax. And with Trish now coming back and being full-time, I do think that they're going to be the ones to benefit from a win, or to benefit from a win, in this match. And I think it'll be by disqualification, because I think Charlotte's going to somehow get involved. Maybe she attacks Tiffany Stratton, and maybe she attacks both Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus, which causes a disqualification, which allows them to get the win And that way all the women still look kind of good going forward, and no one's looking weak going into WrestleMania. I think that'll be the finish for that tag team women's match over at Elimination Chamber. Now, next match, I believe this has a potential to steal the entire night with both of these competitors. Now, they've had matches and wars and battles for decades now. And this time they'll be having it in their home country over there in Canada, over there in Toronto, at literally one of my favorite places to be. I've been to Toronto God knows how many times, like 5 to 10 times, because I'm here in Detroit. Toronto, hop, skip, and a jump. That's my home away from home. But to see these two, I'm talking about Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn here, to have a unsanctioned match in Toronto. Now, what I think is going to happen in this match is they're going to brawl. They're going to brawl. It's going to start with a brawl before the bell rings. They're going to kick each other's ass. You just saw Kevin Owens was at fucking Sami Zayn's house, sitting outside that bitch in the car, per usual. We getting Kevin Owens. We getting car Kevin Owens in Toronto in Canada. Car Kevin Owens in Canada. Like, what? Let's do it. So we getting car Kevin Owens in Canada and Sami Zayn. They're going to put on a fucking amazing match. And I think in this match, they're going to show a lot of spots and a lot of moves that were shown on that indie circuit. And now with them being on the major leagues in WWE now, and being on Netflix, and being on a premium live event in Canada, in their home country, not too far away from Quebec, where they're from. I think that they're going to put on an amazing match. I think it's going to be hard-hitting. I think for them it's going to be safe because they've worked with each other for decades. And I think it's going to be a fun, physical match where people are going to be like, wow, like, oh shit, I'm talking match of the year type shit. Like, I think they have like I said earlier, like, I think they have a potential to steal the entire night with the match, for real. So I think though, even though they might steal the entire night, I do believe though that I think Kevin Owens is going to come out on top of that. Only because Kevin Owens just re-signed a contract, and I think Sami did too. But Sami Zayn has been used as the fall guy, and like he's been jobbing, unfortunately, in some of his matches. And it's like, I hate to see that for Sami Zayn, me personally, because it's like, I know he has way more potential, and I know he has the ability to put on great matches. He can talk on the mic. He's behind, the crowd's behind him and everything. But I think that Sami's going to lose, unfortunately, in Canada again. And it'll be interesting to see how that comes out. Or if he doesn't lose, it just popped in my head, maybe Randy Orton returns. Maybe Randy Orton returns at Elimination Chamber and confronts Kevin Owens and allows Sami Zayn to get that win because it's an unsanctioned match. Who fucking knows? It can go lots of places. I don't know if Randy's been cleared or if he's back yet, but just a couple ways that this match can go. The finish, I think, is, I don't have an established finish on that yet, but I do believe that Kevin Owens is going to win. And then lastly, of course, how can we forget the men's Elimination Chamber match, of course. Within that match, we have Damian Priest, Seth Rollins, Logan Paul, John Cena, CM Punk, and we have Drew McIntyre. How can I forget Drew? God damn, he just got his knee drained. But all of them in this match. So I think this match alone is going to pretty much tell us how WrestleMania is going to go. I think out of this match, we're going to get 2 more matches for WrestleMania. And by that, I mean, you got 6 people in the match. Cena's pretty much guaranteed for Mania. Punk needs that WrestleMania main event. You know Logan Paul's going to be there in WrestleMania to bring the eyes and to bring the viewership from other places to WrestleMania as well. Now, the question is, who are all these men going to face at WrestleMania? So, going back to Elimination Chamber, who I think is going to win, I think the winner of this match is going to be Cena. He goes off and faces Cody into WrestleMania at the main event. I do see that happening. If that doesn't happen, I think it'll be CM Punk, who finally goes off and gets his WrestleMania main event and goes to win it there. In fact, I do think that's the more likely outcome, because for Cena to come in and be like, yeah, I'm punching my way immediately to WrestleMania main event would be a little bit weird. I do think that John Cena ends up facing Logan Paul, now that I'm thinking about it now, at WrestleMania. That'd be the better move, only because the story's there. Cena threw Logan Paul out of the Royal Rumble, and those two being, the viewership between those two is incredible. You got John Cena, who's rising to Hollywood right now. You got Logan Paul, who's doing this thing on YouTube and everywhere else. To have those two have a great, solid match at WrestleMania, you can see that happening. Just, you got Logan Paul, who's a great performer. Cena, of course, who's a legend in himself in performing at Mania, who's been at plenty of Manias. It'll be interesting to see if they do that. In fact, I think I'm going to do that now. I changed my mind. I could do that. It's my fucking show. I think it's going to be at Mania, going back to what I was saying, the 2 extra matches. It's going to be, at Mania, it'll be Logan Paul versus Cena, I think. And then it's going to be CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes. CM Punk finally getting his chance to get that WrestleMania main event. And then that leaves Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins in a match, or basically to see what happens between those two going into Mania. Drew McIntyre, I think he deserves a marquee match going into Mania. Last year he had one. He won the championship, and then obviously he lost like right after, which is kind of terrible. And then, Damian Priest. How many get Damian Priest? I think it'll end up still being Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre, now that I'm thinking about it. That was originally supposed to happen. I think it'll be those two at Mania. And then what happens with Seth Rollins? Who does Seth Rollins face again? I don't know. It's only so much to find out here. These are just, my predictions of what I think is going to happen at Elimination Chamber, of course. Now, what goes on after that? Who knows? But I know at Elimination Chamber, all of these storylines are going to culminate. It's going to set up the real road to WrestleMania, as I would say, where it's like we're kicking this shit into high gear. We're going into March. WrestleMania is 420 and 421 in Vegas. Not to mention that WWE also just light up on the marijuana allegations and marijuana regulatory things as well. So, who gonna get high in WrestleMania? But let's see how the road kind of paves out for WrestleMania. Let's see how it goes after Elimination Chamber. We're gonna have so much to talk about once Elimination Chamber has ended. Not to mention, of course, that there we will see Rock finally confront Cody Rhodes to see what his answer will be, if he wants to be The Rock's champion or if he wants to give up his soul to the final boss. But that's all I have for you for today for my Elimination Chamber predictions. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Bring WrestleMania to Detroit before 2030. Peace.